Okay, good morning, Year 9. Hope that you had a nice weekend. I'm not there with you today, but hope that you can concentrate and work hard, whoever you have. Okay, and pay attention. We're just going over adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. You've done it before, you've seen these before, but it's an opportunity for you to make sure that you are familiar with it and that you have a chance to revise anything that you need to work on. Alright, so very quickly, just with any fraction, just with numbers, to add or subtract fractions, you have to have the denominators the same. The denominators must be the same. Again, in this case with algebraic fractions, we're just adding in variables into the mix, but it works the same way. You have to multiply top and bottom, numerator and denominator, to make fractions into equivalent fractions for this to work. Alright, so if you have a look at some examples, it's obviously the best way that we can do it. And so let's have a look. Now, 3 over w minus 2 over w. Well, the denominators for this are the same. And so we can just very easily simplify this. Okay, I'm going to take some extra steps, but please don't take them if you don't feel it's necessary. Over w. 3 minus 2 obviously is 1, and so what we get is 1 over w. That's the solution to the first one. Because the denominator is the same, we don't have to do anything. The same with this one. The denominator is the same, and so we can just collect the terms in the numerator together with one denominator. So what we get is p minus 4 over the denominator, which is 3. Now the thing about this one is p minus 4, you can't do anything with it. That's as simple as you can write it because there's no like terms. P and 4 are different, so we just write p minus 4 over 3. That is for that second example. Okay, so the first couple, we're just saying, well, the denominators are the same already, and we can just do it like that. Now, the next one we've got is the denominators are different numerically, and so we need to have a common denominator. And the easiest way to find a common denominator is by multiplying them together. So I'm going to say, well, the common denominator for this is going to be 15. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, well, 5y, let's put the symbol in, times 5 over 3 times 5. Okay, so that's the first one. Plus, and what do I have to do to 5 to get to 15? I have to multiply by 3. But then I have to multiply the top and the bottom. So I'm going to get y times 3 over 5 times 3. Right, so what we get is then, I can just simplify this. So 5y times 5 is 25y over 15 plus 3y over 15. 25y over 15 plus 3y over 15. Okay, and that equals, well, if the denominator is the same, so we can add these, and these are like terms. So 25y plus 3y is 28y. So what we're going to get is 28y over 15. And that's our final solution. We can't do anything else with that. We can't write it as a mixed numeral because we have this y involved. We're saying there's 28 lots of y. And so it's simply 28y over 15. Change the denominators, we change the fractions into equivalent fractions, and then we have our final solution here, which is 28y over 15. Here's another one that we need to work with, except this time we have a algebraic term, algebraic part or variable in the denominator. And so 4v is this one. For this side, to get to a denominator of 4v, I have to multiply top and bottom by 4. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, well, 8 times 4 over v times 4 minus 3 over 4v. And so that equals to 8 times 4 is 32. 32 over 4v minus 3 over 4v. And so now we've got the denominators the same. This is very simple. 32 minus 3 is 29. And so our solution is 29 over 4v. That's what we end up with. 29 over 4v. So again, making sure that you get the denominators the same, thinking what do I have to multiply one or both fractions by to make them have the same denominators. And remember though that when you're changing a denominator, whatever you multiply the bottom with, you have to multiply the top with as well. Otherwise it's not equivalent. It's not an equivalent fraction and you're actually changing the values. So make sure that you're familiar with that and doing that carefully. Alright, the final example I'm going to do is this one here. We have x plus 1 over 3 minus x minus 4 over 8. So what we have to do is multiply this fraction by 8 to get an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 24. And we have to multiply this part by 3 because we want a denominator of 24. 8 times 3 is 24. That's how I got there. Okay, so we've got to take it step by step and let's see how we go. So the first thing we're going to do is 8 x plus 1 over 24, okay, minus 3 x minus 4 over 24. Alright, so I've taken some steps out. So basically what I've done is 3 times 8 is 24. And of course if I multiply the 3 by 8, I have to multiply the x plus 1 by 8 as well. So I've got this, 8x plus 1, and I've done the same thing to the right-hand fraction, the x minus 4 over 8. Now, if I combine these together, because I have the same denominator, I can write it as one expression over 24. So I'll get 8x plus 1 minus 3x minus 4 over 24. That's what we end up with. Here. Okay, so then what the next thing I need to do is expand out the brackets and then simplify the expression. So that's going to be equal to 8x, let's expand it out, 8 times x is 8x, plus 8, that's 8 times 1, minus 3x, which is minus 3 times x, and then plus 12. That's minus 3 times minus 4. I have to put all of that over 24. And so if I simplify this again, what we end up with was 8x minus 3x is 5x, brackets, 5x, and then 8 plus 12 is 20. 5x plus 20 over 24. So that's our final solution. 5x plus 20 over 24 is what we end up with. We need to take it step by step. And again, I remind you, with all these things, your goal is to be growing in fluency and making sure that you're increasing the speed that you can do it with. Alright, at this stage, don't rush if you're not familiar, but make sure that you're growing in fluency and being able to do it quicker so that you can sort of skip steps and just know that you can multiply top and bottom, etc., so you can get to your solution quicker. Alright, and that will be really helpful for later years as you do more and more of these sort of things. These things are just assumed that you know. So make sure you do that. For the exercise I'd like you to work on, exercise 2.06, do the first and fourth column. So first and last column. Some of them have 4 columns, others have 3 columns. Just do the first and last column of each one. Okay? The notes are also available online. This video is online. Make sure you see them. The notes are available this lesson. I've asked for your teacher to make sure it goes up on the board so you can copy down anything you missed. Okay? Have a great rest of the day. Bye.